ず反乱した奴らを探し出す以前に人手が足りない。
3人出て行ったわけだから、回るはずがないもんな。
今回のオルターは工作に特化したワーカーにするよ。探査車からの信号は見つかったか？
I was wondering, aren't we getting any signal from the tour vehicle? We are, but it's ambiguous and very faint. It seems to be close by, but I'm unable to establish its exact location. So, you'll need to find it on your own.
わかった。探してみよう。
Fine. I'll take a look around. Good. We don't really know why we were lured here. Lured? You don't mean. Look, it's the technician we're talking about. An unstable, frustrated, resentful version of us. Whatever survival strategy he's boiled up, we'd better have the heads up. The only way to guarantee that is to locate that vehicle. Maybe they left some analog tracks? Just be careful.
できたオルターを早速起こしに行く。声、聞こえる？
Hey, can you hear me? Loud and clear. Waking up from cryo sleep, aching back, buzzing sound in ears. Piercing headache. I'll have to recommend more humane methods for the, what the hell? Just take it easy, I can explain. I knew there was something rotten going on. So this is what they're really doing. Replicating people. For efficiency.
それよりはるかに複雑な事情があってね。
I'm afraid it's much more complicated than you think. Oh, well, I can't wait to find out how much more complicated it is. You will. Just let me ask you a few control questions first, okay? I'll only answer to a human being. Where's the captain? Please. What is your name and role on this mission? My name is Jan Dolsky. I'm a representative of the Joint Trade Union sent on this mission to make sure nobody is fucking with the people employed here. And you know what? My notebook is beginning to fill up fast.
やっと私たちの味方が現れたわけね。
Finally, someone who can stand up for us and help explain this mess. What do you mean? There was a bad accident. All you're experiencing is a consequence of that. Accident? What accident? During the landing, I'm afraid the whole crew died. Oh, isn't this just getting better and better? The whole crew? Where's the comms room? I need to report this back to the Union immediately.
悪いが、通信室は立ち入り禁止なんだ。
I'm sorry, but access to the comms room is restricted. Really? Don't tell me you're calling the shots here. Someone had to make you, Mr. Lookalike. I want to talk to them. They should be told that it's illegal to use people's DNA like that.
違法に作られたのが君なんだよ。
Actually, you're the one that's been created illegally, and I was the one who made you. Like I said, things went south, I had no choice. This is absurd. It's true, and you're not the first one I made. I have Rapidium. No, you're lying to me. Rapidium is what we were supposed to... Besides, I'm someone important. I do things for people. Real people rely on me.
ここでも大事な存在になれる。
Calm down. You're not the original Jan, but that doesn't mean you can't be important. You're right about us being different. That's because I altered my mind to make you. I don't have your history of fighting for people. That can be really useful here. This is just... No, it's not happening. You know what? You need two things to process this. Time and straight-up facts. You'll find everything you want to know in the mission logs. It better not be corporate propaganda. You can decide for yourself. Once you've read it, let's talk again. In the meantime, just make yourself at home in the base and meet the rest of the crew. Talk to people. Yeah. It might be wise to start with that.
報告がある。
Hello?
Jan? What a relief. We thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, so did I. The base got caught in a huge sandstorm. And I lost part of my crew.
What? Your altars? How could you let that happen?
あいつらを安心させてやれなかった。
I guess I failed to make them feel safe enough. They were so uneasy about their future, and that business with Tabula Rasa didn't help. Apparently, they thought they'd be better off in that cold, hostile desert than in my base.
You mean they ran away? And they're exposed to radiation?
They took the exploration vehicle and some supplies.
Tell me not all of them left.
No. Why?
The ship is close, Jan. You have to be ready for the arrival of the rescue team.
Ready? How?
They can't find out about your altars.
ちょっと待て、あんたの部下が来るんじゃないの？
What? Wait a minute. Aren't you the head of mining operations? Aren't these your people?
They might answer to me, but their paychecks are signed by Ally Corp. And if you confront them with your altars, they will have to react. The board will not tolerate anything that could cast even the slightest shadow on the legitimacy of this operation. And the rescue team is on their leash. Do I have to spell it out to you? They will have your altars killed.
救助隊なのにか？
What? Killed? What kind of a rescue team are they?
They're a special ops unit. Military men.
You could have told me earlier.
Please, Jan. You always knew their primary mission was to escort the most precious cargo mankind has ever seen. Did you really expect them to arrive unarmed?
So you lied to me. That you'd prepare them.
I told you I'd test the waters, and that's what I did. But there is a lot of pressure on your success, Jan. A lot of anxiety amongst the top management. They can sense the vultures hovering around them, waiting for any sign of a slip-up. And they won't let them smell blood. They won't expose themselves.
So what exactly is your plan?
The rescue team will arrive shortly before sunrise. You have time until then to come up with a way to smuggle your altars on board. In the meantime, you need to keep collecting Rapidium.
Yeah, sure. Once we take off, what happens then?
You will all go into cryosleep. And as the ship approaches Earth, Lucas will take remote control over it and modify the coordinates. The ship will land in a secluded location I've been preparing.
あいつらはどうなる？
And what about the crew?
They'll be in cryosleep during the landing. And by the time they wake up, we will be far away. I have a lab ready, and a guarantee of immunity from people who understand. I'm moving operations to a more science-friendly region, somewhere Ally Corp won't get to us. And, most importantly, where nobody will ever find your altars.
あいつらを研究所に連れて行くのか？
You're putting them in a lab?
I won't sugarcoat it. We've come too far together for that. If you wanted to hate me, I probably gave you enough reasons by now. Truth is, when I first heard about you, your situation, I'd be lying if I said it all came together immediately. On the contrary, I didn't hope for much. An accidental castaway with no qualifications, all alone, burdened with such a responsible task. But when Lucas told me you did it, you created your altar and managed to convince him to cooperate with you, I couldn't help but fantasize about where this could go. Can you see? I've been waiting for something like this ever since they shut down Project Ela.
あんたは諦めないんだな、昔のプロジェクトを。
You never stop dreaming about reviving it.
You wouldn't be so surprised if you knew what we could achieve.
Lucas told me you wanted to help war veterans, patients with PTSD.
Yes, that was the initial scope. But we could have done so much more. Take, for example, the possibilities of re-socializing criminals by altering the experiences that led to their corruption. But why not go even further? Why should we limit ourselves to thinking only about altering the past? Why not be able to influence the future?
What? How?
The Tree of Life. You've seen yours, but it's just a projection, a rudimentary interface. Think about it. What if it was no interface, but an integrated part of the human mind, allowing us to live our lives exactly the way we should?
The way we should? What? You mean, make the right decisions?
Exactly. The human cognitive system enhanced in a way evolution failed to do in millions of years.
それはすごいね。
Wow, that's amazing.
More than that. Imagine a world where nobody ever takes the wrong turn. Children are never harmed. There are no court misrulings because there is no crime. Greedy and corrupt individuals never come to power, and because of that, wars never break out. Can you see now why your success meant so much to me? Do you not understand that giving Rapidium away for any other purpose would mean robbing humanity of its biggest evolutionary leap since we crawled out of the primordial soup? Do you still think there is a better purpose for your altars than to contribute to all that?
あいつらを傷つけないって約束はできるか？
Can you promise not to harm them?
Of course. That was never my intention. All I need them for is several weeks in a lab where I can run some tests on them, collect data, and prepare for the bigger leap.
And then what? You let them walk free?
You know I can't do that. It would be too risky for both of us and for them. But I could guarantee them a comfortable life. They would be hidden from the eyes of the world.
それなら安全か。
Safe.
The only alternative for them is to be disposed of by the corporation, like waste. I think you need to take a breath. There's a lot to think about. How to smuggle your altars aboard that ship, for one. But first, You have to guide their navigator to your exact position. They'll need you to mark the spot with a beacon. Start with that, and then I trust you'll figure out what to do next.
Yeah, sure. By the way, I wasn't an accidental survivor.
What do you mean?
The quantum computer chose me. Seems I was the one who had the biggest chance of making it.
Well, doesn't that just prove my point? We are capable of so much more than we think, Jan. All we need to do is open the door and let that potential in. You'll hear from me again before the ship lands. Good luck, Jan.
信用できるわけないでしょうよ。
やっぱりレナに相談すべきだったのかもな。
空が紫色。
ちょっと気持ち悪いな。
エンジニアの探索と周囲の様子見を同時に済ませましょ。
すぐに見つかるような場所にはいないだろうな。
近くもなく遠くもなく、探査車を隠せるような地形の場所。見つかるのかしら。
Those rocks, they're shaped like trees. What are they really?
アノマリーがとても多い。
群生地帯になっているな。
そして追いかけてくるやつまで現れたよ。面倒だけど、全部倒していく方向で行った方が安全かもしれない。この場所に救助隊のためのビーコンを設置しておく。
Alright, beacon placed. Time to summon the rescue team. But they can't find out about my altars. What the hell should I do? I wish the technician were here. He'd probably have something to say.
何でもかんでも相談してくるな。
Maybe he'd say that I should stop coming to him with every problem. You got us in this mess, Jan. Figure it out for yourself. It's a simple task. Think. You're supposed to be the one who can do it.
サイエンティストは任務に集中しろというはずだ。
I bet the scientist has an opinion on that. Quantum computer chose you to focus on mission objectives, not play games with the corporation. Hey, wait a minute. Mission objectives. We're supposed to bring back Rapidium. Huh. That might actually be it. That's what the rescue team will care about most. If there's anything they're not taking off without, it's their precious cargo. Yeah. That's it. I'll have to find a way to use Rapidium to smuggle the altars back to Earth. The details are gonna need refining, but I'm sure the scientists can help me with that. For now, brainstorm over. Let's light up this beacon. What the hell is that? Ah, shit. Pretty sure this was not supposed to happen. Please. Can't anything be normal on this goddamn planet?
脱出できない。悪い知らせだ。
So, I have some bad news and some even worse news. Does that mean you finally talked to someone on Earth about us? Well, sort of, yes. It looks like they want me to keep you a secret from the rescue team. Smuggle you on board. Oh. And for what reason, if I may ask?
マクスウェルによれば、会社はお前たちオルターを殺そうとしている。
Maxwell thinks they might kill you. You're just too much of a liability to the corporation. I'm sorry. But, I'm not sure we need to worry about that just yet, because that was the less bad news. The worst news is, the rescue ship might end up not picking us up at all. What? I set up the beacon, but just as the light was going up in the air, suddenly something jammed it. As if there was, I don't know, an invisible barrier up in the sky. Are you sure you activated the beacon correctly?
それは間違いない。信じてくれ。
Yes, I'm sure. Trust me. And the light got blocked by an invisible barrier. That's, very strange. Well, we need to do something about it. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been in vain, and we'll end up fried down here. It's not just about the beacon. If light can't get out, then a ship won't get in either. Yes. Right. Let's stay cool. Give me a moment to study this thing. I was hoping you'd say that. I suppose in that case, the conversation about smuggling us on board should be postponed. I suggest we don't mention it to anyone just yet, so as not to cause unwanted agitation. Right. One problem at a time, huh? Yes. Let me research whatever this barrier is. First, you could use the time to look around the area, secure resources. We'll probably need them if we're to overcome yet another obstacle.
問題が雪だるま式に大きくなっているな。時間の問題もあるしね。また通信が来てるみたいだぜ。貧乏暇なし。ルーカスか。お前、こいつにいい印象ないのな。
Lucas, good to hear you.
Jan, you're going home. Isn't that exciting? How are the preparations going?
How should I put it? Your enthusiasm may be a little premature.
Oh? What's the problem this time?
脱出は無理かもしれないんだ。
It's pretty serious. I might not make it back. There's a barrier in the sky. I'm gonna have to destroy it if I want the rescue ship to land.
Damn. You're so close.
Yeah, but see, I've been thinking. Do I want it to land?
What? What's that supposed to mean? Of course you do.
Here's the thing. While my alters are worried they might not get back to Earth, I'm worried about what's gonna happen to them after they get back. Because I've learned some troubling things about Maxwell, Lucas. Are you aware that he wants to hijack the Rapidium for himself?
Maxwell has other allies now, a much more open-minded organization than Ally Corp. It's run by people who actually care about progress.
マクスウェルの言うことなら何でも信じるのか？
Tell me something. Do you believe everything Maxwell tells you?
What? What do you mean?
Lena. She recorded a message for me and she said she dug out some dirt about his patients losing their minds, being unethically exploited.
Exploited?
If you could look me in the eye right now, would you swear that not a single person was mistreated in those experiments? Would you swear on your life, Lucas?
Well, there were some rumors at one point that a patient, that he was, well, a little unstable and he might have... But at his family's request, we buried his data. That's what Maxwell said.
3の13番って患者のことだよな。
So, it's true. Patient 313 really did exist.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, we were working with mentally disturbed people. Accidents happen, but Maxwell was just trying to help them.
Lucas, this is about my alters' lives.
It's a little late for doubts now, Jan. You have no choice but to trust Maxwell. If the corporation finds out about your altars, they'll get rid of them. There's no other option.
そうやって目をそらすだけでいいなら楽だよね。ついに不満をぶちまけるか。
Oh, it's easy to just wash your hands clean like that. Is that what you were doing in the days of Project Ela, too? Hmm? Preferring not to see harm done to people so that you don't have to take responsibility.
I'm just a QC specialist.
Just a QC specialist? You're a professional who can make independent decisions. You don't have to listen to orders. Maxwell wants you to take control of the ship once it takes off. What if, assuming for a moment that I managed to get that rescue ship to land safely, what if I just asked you to defy him and send us somewhere else? Somewhere no one would find us.
What are you talking about, Jan? Hijacking a ship full of rupidium? Are you crazy?
It's what you do anyway, isn't it? The question is, will you do it for Maxwell, or will you think for yourself?
I don't know, Jan. It's all very confusing. My first reaction is to say no. But I'm thinking of how much you've achieved by collecting all that rupidium and all those conversations we had. You've grown to be some kind of, well, inspiration to me.
A friend.
Yeah, I don't use that word often, but yeah. I need to think this over, okay? I'm not sure about what part I want to play in all this. I guess I'm not used to playing a significant part in anything.
私のために頼むよ。
If you don't want to do it for yourself, at least do it for me.
I'll think it over. I'll 7 out for now.
ルーカスが動くと思うか？多分動かないだろうね。3人でギリギリだな。エンジニアたちが戻ってきたら変わるんだろうけど。
Holy fuck. What's happening to me?
何これ？万華鏡みたいになってるな。光を屈折させるアノマリーなのか？目が辛い。脳の情報処理にも良くないかもしれない。離れるんだぜ。
Finish my tasks. Want me to take care of this now?
抜けた。ほんと、気が抜けないな。バリアーについて何か分かったか？
Did you manage to find out more about the barrier? I'm afraid I don't have good news. For a moment, I was hoping we could redirect the ship to another area, but it seems that won't be possible. What we've called the barrier is, in fact, a strong force-filled layer of interlapping distortions, a sort of prism entanglement. So it's yet another anomaly. Okay, we have ways to deal with them, right? Do you know where it stems from? You see, that's the problem. It seems to be everywhere. Covering the entire surface like a dome, or a layer of the atmosphere. Wait, what? No, but are you trying to tell me it was here when I landed? It must have been here the whole time, looming above us, invisible to the human eye. Fascinating. So was it the cause of your ship's malfunction? It could have been, yes.
まるでこの空の悪意みたいな感じだね。
Damn, that's incredible. It almost sounds like the planet wanted all this to happen. Me landing here, all on my own. Oh, it makes my head spin. Planets are inanimate objects, Jan. They don't want things. You may have been saved by the QC prediction system, but thinking of all this as some kind of intricate plan would be arrogant even for my standards. I believe the nature of this gigantic prism distortion needs to be studied more. But how? We can't fly. Right. But we've made fragmentary observations on the surface, and I think we can still learn more.
I've located 3 areas with particularly strong interference characteristics that match the electromagnetic fluctuations typical for this kind of distortion. They should be marked on your map. I want you to take a closer look at them and bring me more data.
それと、プリズムアノマリーを発見したよ。
I thought you'd like to know that I ran into a completely new kind of anomaly. First thing that came to my mind was that it's some sort of a prism distortion.
Really? What gave you that thought?
It kind of fits your description of that barrier in the sky, only smaller and down here. I think you called it a prism entanglement, right?
Wise of you to bring it to me. Any observations on interaction?
Well, it didn't seem to do anything specific to me physically. No radiation. But it sure was messing with my brain. Felt as if I was in several different places at once.
In a way, you might have been.
Huh? You mean?
Remember how I told you that anomalies are places where our world intersects with the integral? Well, what you're describing suggests a distortion in which it comes into contact with not one, but many proximity planes. Entering it is likely to evoke a sensation of being in several parallel realities at the same time. Calling it a prism is accurate, because it refracts your consciousness into many simultaneous states.
正気を失う理由がまた増えた。
Shit. As if I didn't have enough reasons to lose my sanity around here.
Oh, good point. You'd best not spend too much time inside them. Plus, I suppose it must make exploration very inconvenient.
Can I destroy them like the others?
It should be possible. You just need to locate all of its cores and take them down one by one.
All right. Thanks for the tip. So, definitely something unusual here. Like a giant horizontal branch reaching somewhere. Good. Let me analyze the data properly. Wow. This location looks like some kind of root system. I'm getting some quite extraordinary readings from there. I think I'm starting to see something here. I know what you mean. They seem connected. Come back to the base and we'll talk more.
スキャン結果は出た？
So, what do you make of the data we collected?
Interesting. Very interesting. The 3 fragments of the integral apparently form a single structure.
Right. Yeah, it almost looked like it could be part of a gigantic tree of some sort.
A huge vertical framework on a proximity plane. It could be our way up.
A way up? How do you mean? For what?
Reaching the barrier and destroying it.
But I don't understand. It's not even there, physically.
And that is exactly the issue we will have to solve. What would you say if I told you we should look for a way to materialize that structure?
もうわかってるんでしょ。もったいぶらないでよ。
A way to materialize the integral? Knowing you, I'm pretty sure you already have one.
Of course I don't. It's not that simple, Jan. But I do have an initial plan. Based on all the data we've collected so far, I think I came up with a way to disintegrate this barrier. Fragmentize the prism entanglement. But it can't be done from down here. You're going to have to reach for the sky, and that structure seems to be the best way to get there.
But is that even possible? To make it physically accessible?
What if I told you Professor Frankov believed it was possible?
続けてくれ。
Really? Tell me more.
You see, Frankov devised a theoretical experiment in which he proved that if an electromagnetic field was powerful enough, it could pull a proximity plane closer to us. The force field would have to be extremely strong and the object no larger than a grain of sand. But according to his calculations, it could physically materialize.
Well, we're gonna need more than a grain of sand.
Don't forget, we have something that Frankov didn't. Rubidium.
Oh. That's... bold.
Bold, dangerous, and necessary.
So you really think you can do it?
I know it sounds impossible, but if we pull this off, there's so much more to gain than just our survival.
科学の飛躍的な進歩ね。
A scientific breakthrough.
And we can play a leading role in it.
What do you want me to do?
The fragmenting device I told you about, I've drawn up a raw design for you to start building it. And I'll set to work on reconstructing Frankov's theory and finding a way to materialize that structure for us. It is possible. I simply know it.
つまり、
バリアを破壊できる可能性が出てきたってことだ。
磁気嵐がやってくるぞー。
エンジニアたち、大丈夫なのか？
まだ見つからないから連れて帰ってこれないのよね。生きてることを願いつつ、私たちはこのベースの維持を頑張りましょう。
夜間放射線が早期開始します。アノマリーの活動が活発化、新たなインテラルベインが出現しました。
1日で収まってよかった。
1日だけでも被害甚大になるんだけどな。
半日はベースの修理になるかしらね。
リペアキットの補充もしとかないとな。
何か話したいことがあるの？
Did you want to talk? Yes, someone should bring it to your attention. Might as well be me.
We're close to this planet's magnetic pole, which means that magnetic storms are bound to happen more often here.
次が来る前にここを出られることを願おうか。
Well, let's hope we're out of here before the next one hits.
I would estimate the probability of that as low. But it's not about us. We can hide in the base, while the rebels are out in the open. The Tur vehicle could have protected them from the first magnetic storm, but it must have suffered severe damage. If you want to find them alive, I suggest you do it before the next storm comes our way.
マジか、アドバイスをありがとう。
Noted. Thanks for bringing it up.
You're welcome. You know, I still think the technician is an immature, self-centered jerk, but I wouldn't want him to die. Not like that, anyway. It would be very painful.
Sure. I get it.
Right. I'd better get back to my duties then. Thank you for hearing me out.
なんだかんだでサイエンティストもエンジニアを助けたいみたいね。
仲間だもんな。
問題は見つけれるかなんだけどね。
ベースの復旧はオルターたちに任せて、お前はエンジニアたちの捜索をするんだぜ。
The odds are slim, but they do have the Tur. Maybe they'll just survive out there.
I wish they didn't have to. It sucks that things had to get so ugly. We almost made it as a team. Once we're home...
これは何？
What the hell is this thing?
A custom-built rubidium-infused electromagnetic field generator. Normally, electromagnetic waves operate on a limited frequency spectrum. But with the extreme nature of rubidium particles, the possibilities become infinite. The frequency spectrum can be stretched so that our waves will be able to penetrate all potential landscapes and disturb their magnetic fields. In effect, pulling the proximity plane towards us, just like a magnet.
Really? It's that simple?
I prefer the word elegant, provided it works as expected. It would be much more reasonable to test this theory in a safer environment before putting it to such extreme use.
時間がないんだ。そんな贅沢を言ってられない。
Well, we don't seem to have the luxury of testing anything in a safe environment. So I guess we'll just have to close our eyes and push the button.
Maybe your ignorance is a blessing in this case, because we don't have a choice. We are treading on thin ice here. Once activated, the module will start emitting an extremely powerful electromagnetic field affecting not only the outside world, but also inside the base. The effects are hard to predict, but it can be everything from instruments malfunctioning to the entire base being annihilated within minutes.
Sounds encouraging.
Once we turn this thing on, and the internal structure materializes, you will need to act quickly. Climb it as fast as you can, penetrate the prism entanglement, place the fragmenting device there, and press start. While you're up there, the rest of us will be fighting to keep the base in one piece. And if there's anything I can tell you for sure, it's that we will not be able to hold the fort for long.
So, I only get one shot.
Exactly. That's why it's vital that we have all hands on deck.
必要な手は足りている？エンジニアたちさえいればね。
I think we have everyone we need.
It will have to be flawlessly prepared. Battery packs, robust radiation protection, abundant repair kits on stock. There will be no time to resupply, no way for you to come back to the base mid-mission. And no time for the rest of us to take care of anything other than protecting the base from falling apart.
And here I was, thinking you'd give me a pep talk.
Well, you're getting cold facts instead. Here's one crucial point. It will be wisest to start in the morning. You don't know how long it will take you to get up there, and the last thing you'd want to encounter is night radiation on top of that structure.
What if you can't hold it up for as long as I need? And the whole thing dematerializes while I'm up there?
Like I said, you'll need to be fast, and we'll need to be strong.
Right.
When you're ready to start, go to the foot of the structure and call me on the radio. On your signal, I'll activate this beast, and we'll see what kind of hell we've unleashed.
エンジニアたちは見つかってない。もうすぐ磁気嵐がやってくるぞ。
Her vehicle?
もう探している時間はない。彼らがこの磁気嵐を乗り越えれることを祈ろう。
太陽の危険水準まで接近しています。
エンジニアたちを救うことはできなかったと考えよう。奇跡は多分起きないんだぜ。優先順位の変更、バリアーの破壊を第一目標に切り替える。
Alright, I'm ready. Let's get this party started.
タイムアタックの開始だよ。お前が登りきるのが先か、ベースが壊れるのが先か。電力をどれだけ使うかわからないから、 必要最低限の奴らだけ倒していく。
気をつけていけよ。
Is it just me, or has the pressure dropped? It's getting hard to breathe. Requesting backup.
None. We're not gonna hold out too much longer. Get out there and destroy that son of a bitch.
早くしないと。
Almost there. What? Come on. Not more anomalies.
こいつ、苦手だわ。よし、抜けた。
機器の設置場所、そこじゃなさそうだぜ。
あのプリズムアノマリーを壊さないとダメなのか。
急ぐんだぜ。
限界って言われても、どこに置けばいいのやら。違った、これパイロンだ。
遊んでないで早く装置を。
どこに置くんだろ。
アノマリーにも気をつけるんだぜ。
ここか。
Yes. I made it. Here goes.
Get the hell out of there. It's going to disintegrate. You need to get down now.
え？崩れるの？巻き込まれるぞ、急ぐんだぜ。
No other way down. Holy shit! Talk about a close shave. Okay. Let's see how things are going back at the crib.
サイエンティストとワーカーが出迎えてくれてる。
Welcome back. We did quite well, don't you think?
「一応エンジニアたちの捜索をこの後も続けようと思うんだ。
見つかるといいな。
彼らとも話をしておこう。
Okay, team. We made it. The rescue ship is gonna be able to land.
I have to say, all this time I was trying hard not to think about how much the odds were against us. But we beat them. We beat the odds. It's incredible.
I'm proud to be here with you, right now, in this moment. I'll never forget this feeling. But it's not over yet. There's two things we need to discuss. One, after talking to Maxwell, we decided that it's better for your safety if the crew doesn't know you exist. So, you need to be smuggled on board that ship. Let me get this straight. You want to smuggle us on board that ship? I don't know about you guys, but to me, that has trouble written all over it.
All right? And what about the other thing?
Okay, here comes problem number two. I learned some disturbing things about Maxwell's experiments, and I'm not sure we can trust him to stick to his word and keep you safe from harm. Which means we might want to think of a way to take control of that ship ourselves. Guide it out of their reach, somewhere they can't find you. Once we land, we'd have to abandon the ship with the Rapidium on board. Ally Corp would find it eventually, but it will buy us time to get you to safety. Sounds risky and surreal. But I don't think Jan would be bringing that up if the threat weren't real.
Interesting. You do know that the crew of that ship will probably be fully armed. Are you willing to confront a military unit?
いや、戦わずにうまく立ち回らないとダメだろうね。
I never said anything about fighting them. We need to be smart about this. They work for the corporation, which means they'll have their greedy eyes on one thing only: Rapidium.
Remember, they have no idea about your existence. We could use that to our advantage. Correct. And we can also predict that they will have to enter the base to salvage any mission-critical documentation. That's the procedure, and they will have to follow it.
外に隠れて、奴らを閉じ込めることもできる。
Okay, so maybe we could hide outside, wait until they enter the base, and lock them in somehow.
And?
What next?
Locking them inside the base and taking off without them would be a death sentence. But before they die, they'd have enough time to contact Earth and warn everybody. If we're really considering going to war with them, I'd say there's a much safer way to handle it.
Such as?
We could blow up the base with the rescue team inside. Explosives shouldn't be hard to prepare.
過激だけど、やるかやられるかの二択じゃないか?
It's brutal, but it's either them or us. We shouldn't hold back, not now. Agreed. And don't forget, it's a corporate militia we're talking about. Stop at nothing, ruthless killing machines.
Of course, we could look for a non-violent option, one that would spare their lives.
What are you talking about?
We could let them board the ship without knowing that you're not alone, of course. But just before takeoff, you could simply use some kind of incapacitating agent on them, like a sleeping gas. Of course, you'd have to be prepared for it, devise some kind of upgrade to your suit so that the sleeping agent doesn't have any effect on you. A gas mask. But the biggest problem with that solution is that you'd have to be smart about deploying it. Sneak up to a ventilation shaft when no one is looking. There's no guarantee you'll have an opportunity to do that.
We don't have the time. We're almost there. Do we really want to ruin everything now by being so fucking self-righteous? Okay, I get it. But we have to decide on something.
If you want my opinion, there's only one factor we need to consider while making this decision. The success of the mission.
いや、お前たちの安全が何より大事だ。
No.
Your safety is what matters most to me. Okay. Whatever you decide, right now we need to focus on the fundamentals. Let's say we dealt with the rescue team one way or another. What then?
We need to take control of that ship somehow.
Which will probably mean we'll have to craft an autopilot device, connect it to the onboard computer, and override the coordinates of our destination.
We still need to decide how to smuggle you on board.
I presume you already gave it some thought prior to this conversation?
ああ、私に一つ考えがあるんだ。
Yeah, I did. And I figured we should sneak you in with our most precious cargo. Rapidium.
A Rapidium arc with a false bottom. That's what we should build.
That's it. We need to create a fake Rapidium arc.
A Trojan horse Rapidium arc.
I'm starting to like the dynamic in this room.
Yeah, I like it.
That's settled. Do we have everything?
Almost. Except the last detail.
What do you mean?
We managed to get on board, hijack the ship, steer it wherever we want. What next, Jan? You really thought this through?
You
You said you'd get us to safety. buy us time to escape and hide, but what about you? Our disappearance might even be beneficial to the corporation. It could be convenient for them if we're gone and buried. But you, they'll be determined to hunt you down. They'll need to have a scapegoat, someone they can blame for losing their ship. And contrary to us, you're an existing person. You can be traced. You can be put on trial. Are you sure you want to do this? Suffer the consequences if they catch you?
それは考えてなかったな。
Well, I have to say, I hadn't thought about it that way. Thanks for making it even harder.
Anytime.
Well, we're not going to be able to brainstorm everything out, right? Some things are just out of our control.
Well. Look who's gained a new outlook on reality.
Let's just do what we do best. I'll activate the beacon, and then we get to work. Oh, I can't wait to give that rescue team a warm welcome.
Yes. No time to waste.
まずはビーコンを起動させておこうか。今回はちゃんと動くんだろうな。ちゃんと動作したな。よし、脱出準備を始めよう。はい、マクスウェルの中堅ルーカスね。
Lucas, it's good to hear from you.
Jan, did you manage to get rid of that barrier?
Yeah, the ship's gonna be here anytime now. Have you thought about helping me out?
Yes. And... I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I can't turn on Maxwell like that.
Are you sure?
Yes. I don't think we should ever talk again.
Lucas. Shit.
予想通りだな。地球に戻れたらぶん殴る。爆薬をセッティングしておきましょ。ここにも。量子コンピューターにも。なんかライトが置いてある。おい、もしかして。エンジニア。ここにいたのか。他の奴らはいるか？探してみよう。見当たらなかった。そうか、残念だぜ。ありがとね、エンジニア。私は地球に帰るよ。反乱した奴らなんだが。
I have news about the rebel base.
Yes?
I'm afraid I was too late. They're all dead.
Well then, that's it, I suppose. Thank you for telling me.
I can't shake off the feeling that I could have done more.
Still in the what if phase. I genuinely thought you were past that. The only reasonable thing to do is to close that chapter and look ahead. You know that. You can be sure I won't be wallowing in grief. Even if I did have a faint hope I'd see that irritating smirk on the technician's face again. Only goes to show that hope is a man's worst enemy.
Yeah. Right.
オルターたちが死んだ仲間の通夜を行っています。
Cheers.
Cheers.
よし、帰ろうか。気をつけてな。
Time to get comfortable in the sarcophagus. Yes. It's a shame we're leaving. I feel there's more I could have discovered.
お前にもっと時間を避けたらよかったんだけど。
I know. I wish I could have given you more of my time. No, you don't. You were the best man for this mission, remember? So you did what you had to do. That's all that matters, right? Yeah. Right. See you on the other side, Jan.
気をつけてな。
So, it's not goodbye, right? I'm trusting you with my life. Don't fuck it up, okay?
その言葉、お前にそっくり返すよ。
I could say the same to you, man. Yeah. Well, you can be sure of my loyalty as long as you carry out our plan properly. Just stay strong out there and remember, no man is ever just one person. He owes something to every part of himself. I'll keep that in mind. I trust you will. Now, I guess it's time to make myself comfortable in my sarcophagus.
Jan, how are preparations? Is everything ready?
準備はできているよ。
I'm ready.
And your altars? Are they well hidden?
Can I be sure you'll keep your part of the deal? I know about Patient 313, and many others, probably.
You do.
Is that how you're gonna treat my altars as well? And just erase their data if they happen to die?
No escaping my mistakes, it seems. Yes, I admit, unfortunate things happened. Very unfortunate. And I regret them deeply. I didn't want anyone to suffer. But it happened. I can't turn back the clock. All I can do, all we can do, is make sure this tragedy doesn't go to waste. We're so close to changing everything for the better. You can't let me down now.
You? What about my altars?
Your altars? I know you've grown close, but you need to think rationally. You know you can't give them a normal life on Earth. You'll never be able to do that. What you can do is make their existence really matter. Not just for you personally, but for a much bigger purpose. That's something we can only do together, you and me. Please, just think about it. Don't let emotions get the better of you.
悔しいけど、あんたの言う通りだね。
It's brutal, but deep down I'm afraid you might be right. I wasn't thinking much about their future when I was creating them.
But you can sense what a transgressive act it was, and you feel the responsibility for it. Deep down, you know what's the most reasonable thing to do, and safest for you.
For me?
Yes. You are aware that if we don't follow this through as planned, I will have to disclose everything to the corporation?
What? No, why?
Because it would be the truth. About you. Using my knowledge against my intentions, taking advantage of my trust to break the law and do something inexplicable for purely selfish reasons. You'd spend a lifetime in jail, be stigmatized by society, and as for your altars, well, like I said, they have no future anyway.
あいつらを裏切ることはできない。
I'm not betraying them.
But they don't have to know. Whatever promises you made to them, remember, Jan, they are merely quantum simulations of your mind, draped in mortal human flesh. You owe them nothing. So I advise you to think this through very carefully. One false move, and you can destroy everything you've struggled for. Or you can come back safely and live your life as you want, a free man. All you need to do is simply smuggle your altars on board the ship as you were told to, and nothing else. Don't overthink it. Do the right thing.
正しい道ね。
So, this is it. Thanks for saving my life, being a home for me, for us.
This is the Ally Corp Rescue Squadron at your service, sir.
Hello. You made it.
We made it. Hear that, guys? Praising us for getting here on time. You made it, Dolsky. And we couldn't believe the brief when we read it. How are you feeling, big guy?
今すぐにでも働けるよ。
Ready to do it all over again, if needed.
What a champ. I wish I'd met you earlier. Operating that base, getting it to the other side of the planet, collecting Repedium, all on your freaking own. Yet we've been having heated debates about how you managed it.
そんな大変でもなかった。誰でもできたと思うよ。
It wasn't so hard, really. Once you find yourself in a fix like that, you just have to do your best. I'm sure anybody would have managed.
Well, I beg to differ. What you did was exceptional. You better prepare to be the talk of the town. Anyway, you must be beaten. Get that gritty ass of yours on the ship while we run a final checkup on that CP unit. All right, boys and girls. Let's go retrieve some Ally Corp assets. Okay, let's get that Repedium loaded first.
On it, sir. Scanning for contamination. Hey, there's something strange about this one. It's heavier. And the bioscanner readings.
Contamination?
I don't know. Organic traces.
Dosky, did you have a cat that climbed into a Repedium arc or anything?
Neko? 何を言っているんだ。そんなのありえないだろ。
What are you talking about? That's impossible.
Well, we got something in here. Any explanation you can give me?
Sorry, but I didn't catch that. I think my radio was broken.
Seriously? The readings show that there's signs of life inside this crate. And it's considerably heavier than the other ones. We can't just ignore it. You might be a hero, Dosky, but you need to cooperate.
私はやるべきことをやった。今度はそっちの番だと思うけど。
I don't think I have to explain myself to you. I've done my job, Commander. Now it's time you do yours. If there's anything wrong with that arc, I'm sure Ally Corp experts on the ground can take care of it. But everything I've collected must be brought back to Earth.
Okay, Dosky. You win. But whatever's in there, that's on you.
What do we do with the readings, sir? You want me to report them?
We'll do that once we're airborne. Just make sure those containers are sealed tight. You'll get a proper checkup when we land. We gotta clear the base and get out of here. On the double now.
Was this path just a random sequence of events? Now I know that there's always another way. Choices. Wherever I go, they will be a part of me.
Now on to unrest in the capital. Expect roadblocks after another street battle broke out over a warehouse of food supplies. It was the third incident of this kind in the last month, with the total number of casualties estimated to exceed 200. In reaction to the escalation of violence, activists from People Against Hunger have been protesting on the streets, urging governments and subsidized corporations to speed up investments in developing rubidium-grown crops. But ever since AliCorp announced the success of its rubidium mining mission, predicting a breakthrough in agriculture and biotechnology, not all experts have been optimistic about how big the impact of those developments could really be.
We don't know how much rubidium they really brought to Earth, but what we do know is that a long time might pass before they manage to bring back more. So, maybe instead of raising people's hopes and boosting share prices, what they should be investing in is securing reliable and abundant sources of rubidium in space.
More on that subject in our business segment right after the break.
Hello?
Hey, Jan, it's Sarah. Ready for court? The driver's on his way.
I've been stuck in this apartment for months. I'm excited to go anywhere. Even if it is my own trial.
Right. Just stick to the version we discussed, okay?
無知なビルダー作戦ですか?
That version in which I'm just a clueless builder.
Correct. As expected, Maxwell is trying to pin it all on you. Hijacking the ship, conducting those branching experiments without informing him. We have to convince the court that it was exactly the other way around, that he made you do all those things. Are you ready to do that?
Of course. I was just doing as I was told.
Good. We have to use the conflict between him and AliCorp to our advantage.
And the corporation is still on my side.
They'll never admit that they lost control of your mission.
So the strategy to put the blame on Maxwell
is consulted with them, yes.
ふむ、賢いですね。
sounds like a smart plan.
It's what you hired me for. Keep AliCorp happy and they will have no interest in complicating your trial. They got rubidium, and they don't want anyone questioning the methods that were used to get it.
So, if I want to play along...
You need to make Maxwell look like a madman.
あいつがおかしいのはもともとですよ。
Maybe that's all he ever was. Okay. So, how did the morning hearings go?
Your mission controller testified, Lucas Pena. Not a good one for us, I'm afraid. He defended Maxwell and said that if it weren't for him, you'd never survive and bring back the rubidium. He undermined your integrity, claiming that instead of having the success of the mission at heart, you were, quote-unquote, focusing on your own interests.
マクスウェルの犬ならそう言うでしょうね。
My own interest? Man, that's so unfair and he knows it.
We're gonna need to deflect that one somehow. Then, of course, there's that situation with the rescue team. People lost their lives, and the prosecutor thinks your recklessness might have played a role.
責任は取るつもりですよ。
I'm willing to take the blame for that.
I suggest you take it easy and stay in your lane. Remember, we're blaming Maxwell for everything. But I'll be blunt with you. Pena's testimony complicated things for us.
So we're not talking full acquittal anymore.
Look, like I said, the corporation wants to keep your trial low-key. But the prosecutor's his own man. And if he doesn't get clear evidence that you were not involved in the rescue team's deaths, he's gonna press charges.
How much are we talking about?
10 to 15 years confinement. So you really need to be convincing out there today.
Anything else I should know?
I reached out to your ex-wife. She agreed to testify in your favor, and against Maxwell.
それは良かった。
Really? That's great news.
Yes, being backed by the new head of Rapidium Technologies will definitely score you some points.
もろもろ承知しました。
Sure, whatever. Can we move on?
Let's practice your testimony.
Yeah, no need to do that. My driver just arrived. I should go now.
The driver can wait. Are you absolutely sure you've got this? Your future depends on it.
I know. Don't worry. I'm ready to face it.